Okay, nice West 916 today. It is locked. I have been unable to get this one on camera so far, so I probably won't talk a whole lot right now. I kind of just wing it. It's really easy to overset these pins I've found, and rather than like finding the overset pin and trying to recover that one, or just avoiding the oversets altogether like I prefer to on other locks, I've been lightly resetting a little bit, just letting some pins return. When nothing is binding, so I do that a few times here until I get to open. Kind of poking at binders. That felt good. Another big click and core rotation. A canary left one is very low lift, so if I see it, that means I haven't overset it. Just saw it hit in there, so I let it fall back in. There's another dead giveaway. Core rotation. There's no spools. So core rotation means I've overset a torpedo keypin. If I let a couple pins drop again, And there we go. Cool. I will gut this and then talk through a bit on picking. Yeah, this is fully unlocked, as you can see. Don't want to rotate it too far because that will be a mess, but I will let it click as it locks. Cool. Good chance for me to close up with the key. Might do another one when I feel more confident in focusing. I don't want to take anything out of frame. But like I was saying, there's that. This one is that I called the canary pin. Left one. It's a very low lift, so I was able to tell if it was overset. Kind of helps me know when I need to let pins drop. Okay, so gutting. This lock is not my favorite to gut. Unlike gold D9 that you can get in a kick. I think this only comes in this format, which means you have to gut from the inside the old-fashioned way. So I got this printed follower. I'll have to dig up the individual that made this. I forget his name or their name. But it's not a standard follower size. And it's got this handy notch, which is really nice with the 2 pin stacks to let one drop out. They're staggered, but it's still a lot easier letting them drop into this. So that will help a bunch during the gut. Okay. Done so many traditional pin tumbler locks where there's only a top stack. I always forget which way to orient the follower. And it has caused issues in the past. So the main thing is the back of this. You see that cross shape? Try and turn this about 45 degrees so nothing falls in there. Okay. I'll try and do my best to keep the key pins in place. Oh, one dropped out. See it there on the key. Right one. Just gonna go ahead and knock that into the tray. Cool, even landed in the slot I wanted. Okay. So I'm gonna try and dump these out one at a time. This sucks, honestly. Let's see why people don't do these for belts. If I can get the key out. Oh, here. Let's do it like this. Cool. And then we'll pull out what we can. So left one. I'll flip these around later. Let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, 6. This is left 6. 5. That's all that wanted to come out. So I'll start taking these in order. Right, 2. 3. Oh, I don't know if that was 4 or 5 actually. That was 5. And this one is right 4. Okay. I can get the last of these Keypins without too much trouble. I'll just dump these. 2. Oops. That'll be fun to figure out when I put this back together. I think it was this one. This left one is that super low left. Let's see, left 3. That one ended in the left 4 slot. And finally left 4. Cool. Now I'll show the countermilling, or attempt to anyway. This is always tough to show well. Don't want to cover the actual core. This camera really likes text. Let's see if I can get it to focus on this up close. Not cooperating with me today. I might come back and show the countermilling later. Might be able to see it from down here, honestly. Stick a light in there and see if that helps. Yeah, you can kind of see that overmilling. Anyway, I'll show it off again after I get these drivers out. So I believe the right stack is the first pin. That is the case. So let me pull all these drivers or key pins down. Okay, so these are tiny little pins with cupped drivers, little springs in there. Do my best to show that I'm getting stuff out in order, but it'll be tough to show orientation, especially on these back ones. So there we go. thin lip spool. These tiny springs. Progressive pinning this sucked. Would have sucked a whole lot more if I had lost a spring. Lost some gold springs before, but these are probably the smallest springs I've worked with so far. Here's left one. It's that low lift canary pin. Sorry, doing my best to show what's going on here. Looks like I got the driver and the spring with it. Put that right in there. I have an extra pin here. We'll have to figure that out when I reassemble it. Okay, back to the right side. 4-2. Okay, left side 2. Okay, right side 3. There is a core retaining bearing in the back here as well. I believe it's on the right side. And left side 3. Right side 4. The driver, gotta get the spring out. Left side 4. That one went flying. What are we at? Right 5. Getting close. Left 5. Right 6. At this point, I can barely see back there. Left 6. And then it's just the core retaining bearing, which I think is on the right side, which makes sense because the right is the more forward. Oh, that spring jumped out. Okay, let's find out. Yep, there it is. It is, or should be sprung. I see the spring in there. It's a comparatively large spring. Need a hook. I think all I have up here are flags. There we go. Okay. Cool. Whoops. That could have been a lot worse than it was. So before I do a close-up of all the pins, let me straighten everything out. And then I'll do a close-up with the pins, and then I'll show the countermilling on the core. And then I will talk through my thoughts on picking it, which there aren't many, but in case I try to pick this one again, or for some reason somebody decides to watch this other than me and the LPU mod team. And I'm almost certain the key pins on the left side here are, I didn't put them in the right spot on the tray, but rest assured the drivers are in the right spot, and when I had it assembled, it was all Allen stacks. I just don't want to make you watch me sort those key pins. I guess it is, oh, that one is gone. I won't go hunting for it. It was on camera. I'll find it after I'm done talking through this. Man, those tiny little springs. Just a little bit caught on the tweezers there and just sent it. Usually it ends up not too far. It's probably somewhere on this mat, but they are hard to find. Okay, so let me pull this up for a close-up, and then hopefully when I do that, it'll all focus, and then I can show the countermilling. Beautiful. Okay. Let me show the key. And then the core, which I probably don't need the light. You can probably see the countermilling right there. But just in case. Good shot at the countermilling. I'm showing the same side or not. This is the right side. And then this is the left side. Some overmilling there. Okay, cool. Well, that does it for the belt video. I guess just really quickly, kind of notes on opening it. I definitely progged it one full side at a time. I did the right side first. I don't really know that it mattered. Um, I hated progging it. I almost wish I didn't, but it was frustrating at a certain point when I didn't get an open. It was hard to tell if I was getting close or not. Getting this is just a nightmare. So yeah, progging it was kind of a mixed bag. That said, I got really consistent at one side and then got an open very quickly after adding the other side. I didn't bother, progging one side each and then combining. In terms of tools, I just used a multi-pick. I can't remember if this is a 5 or a 6, whichever one is that way. And then I used a Lawlock Tools Hooligan pry bar. This 2mm guided tension. I did find a big difference tensioning one way or the other. In terms of amount of tension, I started with, when I was first opening it and I had progged it with one side, I was using very heavy tension at the beginning. I think on that last attempt, I was just kind of like medium to light tension throughout the whole pick. Um, I really tried to like jiggle test and, know the pin state for all 12 pins, but honestly, most of my picks, it kind of felt like a green belt lock. I was kind of just poking at binders, and then if I wasn't getting a set or a open for a while and nothing felt binding, I would just release tension and let stuff drop, and then keep picking. If I ever felt counter rotation, like strong counter rotation, I was pretty confident it was some of these torpedo key pins. So at that point, I would also let tension off and let some stuff drop. But it was kind of unscientific, and I think at this point, um, I guess I don't know that I've mastered this lock. I get opens fairly quickly and often, but I don't. It's not consistent. So the amount of time it takes me to open it between one attempt and the next is pretty widely variable. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got for this one. I will go hunting for this spring. Thanks for taking a look.